trying to make me look bad.
I'm really not. So
You are,
like,
but it's
see,
fine.
that's why
You know what?
Arlette, that's why I said,
I
Arlette,
came on here.
this is why I
I
Yo.
came
said I
on
didn't
here
want
with
this.
Here
Is
we
why I
go.
didn't
I
put
came
it.
on
Sorry,
here
guys,
with
hold on.
that.
One person
Can't
at a
even let
time.
him talk.
I
Let him
can't hear.
talk.
I let him.
All right, guys, I gotta talk about this interesting story from the Pop Lee Balloon show. Okay, now this time around, we're going to be reacting to the follow-up. So I'm gonna go ahead and play the initial clip first that had went viral, and then subsequently, we're gonna get into the follow-up to see if they actually went on a date or not. Okay, now looking at this kind of Zoom setup just from previous experience here and reacting to some of these clips from the past, this is not a good sign. It's really not. Okay, just randomly pausing the video here and looking at her face. Yeah, she does not look pleased whatsoever. But hey, we've seen stranger things on the show. Let's take a look.
Well then, is it going to be a yes for you for her? Yes. And is it a yes for you for him? Yes.
On that episode, you know, that was kind of like the guys got brought back. It was your second chance at finding someone. Cliff, how was it for you the second time around?
Second time around, it was a little crazy.
Okay.
I was still was getting popped, but I managed to I managed to get a match. You know,
Right.
third time the charm. You know, like everyone's been saying. So it was pretty. It was kind of. It felt good to actually get a match, but you know, so yeah, from the previous 23. So it was pretty good. I felt good about it.
Okay. Good. Yeah, because I know a lot of people were like, man, Cliff went up there twice and he got popped last minute. And then finally, third time, Ro came in and was like, yes. So everybody was super happy for you.
Yeah.
Ro, how was it for you? How has it been since you've been on the show? All of that.
I mean, it's been okay. I mean, I'm honestly just focused on myself. Not sounding selfish, but yeah.
Focus on herself
I'm
is
just trying to
crazy.
get, like, my career on path, like where I want to be.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then good point. Like, let us know a little bit about yourself. I know on the show you mentioned you were going back to school and things like that. Tell us a little more.
So I'm back in school. I graduated this year with my associates, but I just got accepted literally like after filming. 2 weeks later, I got accepted into the nursing program. So I'm so excited. This week, I know, thank you. This week was just like orientation. It was just a lot of information, like a lot. Like my mind is really fried, so I'm really not even here. I'm sorry.
Uh-oh. Well, then let's go ahead and jump right in then so we can get over to the juicy topic at hand, which is, since you guys ended up matching, have you guys gone on a date?
I feel like the day after was like a date, I guess.
Okay, so after filming, you guys went out?
Yeah, for brunch.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. So how was that planned? How would everything go? Let me know.
I mean, if he wants to talk, he can.
Okay, go ahead, Cliff.
So I mean, basically, she had a flight to catch that next morning. And I decided, she was close near to the airport, so it was a little breakfast brunch like Snooze Eatery. So I decided we can.
I like Snooze.
Yeah, so I decided let's just go there for brunch and catch up and try to get to know each other and talk a little bit. So I decided to take her to Snooze, so we went to Snooze for brunch that morning.
Okay, how'd that go? How was it for you, Cliff?
It went well. I feel like it went well. We had good conversation. We had mimosas, drinks. We got to feel her energy a little bit more. So I feel like the vibe was pretty smooth for me. When that was the first time us one-on-one. So it was pretty cool for me though, for the most part.
Okay, how was it for you, Ro?
It was okay. I mean, I enjoyed myself. I mean, it was a few things that I was noticing during the brunch, but overall it was okay.
Uh-oh.
Okay, like what? What were you noticing?
I mean, I already addressed it to Cliff. Like, I feel like it was just like some topics that were being brought up a lot, and it was kind of like why were we discussing it, if that makes sense.
Okay, Cliff, did you want to touch on that?
Basically, the topic that she saying that I brought up was she asked me a question about from the show who was what the females that popped me, and I explained to her one of the contestants that one of the females that popped me, but I guess she said I brought that up multiple times when we were out or when we was there, but I don't feel
like you brought up the other contestant, or you brought up being popped.
Well, I told her about who the female was that popped me. and I guess she felt like I brought it up so many times. But I mean, she asked me the question, I explained it to her. So, but she said I brought it up multiple times. I don't really recall bringing it up that many times, but I guess in her mindset, she said I brought it up multiple times. So I don't know.
Okay. Well,
I don't remember asking you about it because I know that you had discussed it like prior that night, like when we were in the car, and she wasn't the only one that popped on you. You have to remember that. But I feel like she was being brought up more just because y'all had common interest. So I feel like maybe your mindset was somewhere else, if that makes sense.
okay, so you feel like, oh, sorry, Cliff, go
I
ahead.
mean, we was eating that night when we went out. She asked me the question, like, who was because she was curious, like, who was the ones that popped, and I explained who the ones was, but it was one that I did explain that I did have a little more similar interest with, which I can't deny and lie about that. But yeah, I mean, that was the truth, but fact. But I don't feel like I brought it up constantly, but I did explain to her who it was. So I mean, and I just left it at that. But I mean, I feel she felt like I said it more than multiple times. So I guess it is, it is what it is on
Okay.
that.
So, Ro, you feel like that other contestant was more his type? Is that what, like, is that the vibe that you were getting, or?
I can't say type, like he said, like more. They had just more in common, and
Okay.
like even like Cliff when we were like at brunch, I even said like, why do you keep talking about it? And then you're like, oh no, I don't know what you said after that, but I know me saying that. Okay, why are we still talking about it? Like it just was
Mm.
like kept going.
She
So
that
that's just
That's the part where I'm confused at because at brunch I don't really feel like I brought her name up. I brought her name up that night, and that was pretty much it. Like brunch, I feel like we was talking about everything else besides that. So I don't really see myself saying that constantly. But I mean, if she feel like that, I said it multiple times. We just gonna leave it at that. She feel like I said it multiple times. So
So you guys went out the night before the brunch as well, or?
yeah, we went out. Yeah, we went out that night too.
Oh, okay. Where'd you guys go that night?
I think it was Yard House.
Okay. And it was just
But
you two,
everybody
or it
was
was like
there
a...
before we got there because he
Oh,
took me to
okay.
go change.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to be in something a little bit more comfortable. So he took me to my Airbnb to go change, and then that's when we met everybody at your house.
Okay. So this one was more, Yard House was more like a group setting, everyone else from the show.
Right, right.
Okay,
It
I
wasn't
see.
all the matches, but it was just like a few of us.
Got it. Okay. And then brunch the next day was just the two of you guys.
Right, right.
Okay. Okay. So then after brunch, what happened? Obviously, I know you had to go catch a flight. How's...
Yeah, he took me to just to the catch my flight. Yeah.
Okay. And how has the communication and everything been since then?
There has not been a communication.
Oh,
You see, I knew that was going to happen. Okay, I was letting the video play out a little bit here, but I knew that was going to happen. Okay, because he probably brought somebody up in the conversation. She didn't like it. And then she probably felt salty about it. Okay, now I don't think that he brought it up unprovoked. Okay, they were probably having chit chat about the show and the experience. And, they're probably going back and forth. And he probably shared that piece of information that, hey, I had similar interests with someone else on the show, and that's all it was from Cliff's perspective. Okay, but it seems like she really felt salty about it, and you could really tell on her face that she feels a way about it. But let's keep going. Let's see what happens.
okay. So after brunch, you guys determined
I mean,
that it
after
wasn't...
yes, like when I got here, like back to Texas, yes. But like we like talked about some stuff, and I think like we wasn't on the same page, and maybe like he felt like a certain way, and then I honestly don't want to bring up this issue because I don't know if I can discuss it, but like what was going on in this chat, and it just was like a lot that was going on, so
Okay.
it
What was
kind of
going
like
on?
I guess like I remember asking Cliff, like, what's your like normal or usual type that you go for? I mean, he told me. And then, he asked me and, I told him, there's a particular like nationality that I do talk to just because it's like what I'm used to. But I think he kind of took it as like I didn't want to get to know him. Like I honestly like wanted to step out of my comfort zone. And I really was interested. Like I really told him that I'm open and that I don't want to ever miss out on a blessing ever. So I don't want to say like this person is my person because he's this color or this nationality or this ethnicity. You know, if that makes sense. So
Okay.
I did
She don't
say
like the
that, but I
brothers? What's
don't
going
know
on?
if something else like made him not like want to communicate. Because then even like we had a discussion like one night when we talked on the phone, and then you're like, "Oh, I'll text you in the morning," and then I didn't hear anything else from you.
Okay. And now, so Cliff, she's kind of saying you guys had a discussion. You said you were gonna call her the next day or whatever it was, and she didn't hear back from you. What would you say led to that?
Well, one thing, it was a lot of stuff going on in my head that was brought up to my attention too. I kind of didn't want to share it at that moment, but another thing that was brought up to me was Rose had a 53-year-old Nigerian man taking care of her. So this that was brought
What?
up to my attention as well from a few people that
What?
she was on the show with as well. So and then just with her when she explained the whole like she haven't really experienced African American man, and she
Oh
was
wait, I didn't say that.
The Nigerian
said
prince
she-
I didn't
strikes
say
again.
that
you said
because
you,
my mom is from Louisiana. I grew up with my mom. Like
but you
I
said you have
really like.
she basically said she haven't dealt with African
I
American man in
didn't
a
say
while.
I've never dealt.
You said
She's
that
I've
you
never,
have,
triggered.
I've never said I've
She
never
is
dealt. Please don't put
triggered.
words in my mouth.
bro. You said you
Because
haven't.
I consider myself Black American, even though my dad it was Nigerian. I consider myself Black American. I've dated so many Black American men, but I'm saying the older I got, I just started like dating like Nigerian men, and I just feel like a comfort, like.
With the
So I'm just
Nigerians.
telling you, I haven't dated any Black American men in a while. That's all I
The,
was saying.
I don't know if this is like a sugar daddy situation or he's taking care of her or is that. Let's keep going here. Let's continue. This is a plot twist. Absolutely. Right? Because it's kind of like, why appear on the show if you got a whole dude in the mix? I'm just saying, but let's keep going. Let's see what happens.
that's what I'm explaining. That I'm explaining. So
No,
she
but you
hasn't-
Okay,
said
sorry.
that I have never.
I said you haven't dealt with you told me that you haven't dealt with African American men in a while. So her
You didn't
from
say
her
in a
pa-
while.
You
said.
didn't even
She
let me
is
finish. Can I
triggered.
finish?
Okay, let's let him finish. Go ahead, Cliff.
Okay.
So basically, she said she haven't dealt with African American men in a while because of her past experience. Don't get me wrong. She's like she have dated, dealt with Nigerian men as well. But she had some past experience with them as well. So I was like, okay, cool. But it was just giving me that, if she haven't dealt with an African American man, it just felt like, I think she was more towards like Nigerian might be more towards her preference. And then just to piggyback off that,
But you can't make that decision for me. If I said I was open to get to know you,
you was
like
open and optimistic. But then again, a few of the girls on the show, from her episode, brought it up to my attention that she was talking to a whole Nigerian man that's 53 years old. So I was just
So how
shocked
did
about
they
it
know?
because I'm like, and then she was, the girls was shocked about it because they're like, why is she even on the show? And then
Exactly.
wait.
And then,
So you saying the girls in the group said that I was talking to this guy now?
you explained it to them.
No, I was not talking. I'm not talking to this guy now. Like this was like earlier part of this year. So whatever got.
But how did they
So,
know
Ro,
about
just
your
to
business?
confirm, when you came on the
Yeah.
show, are you single?
Yes, like I wouldn't. For them to say that this guy was taking care of me, yes, this guy was taking care of me, but this was like
Okay.
way like
Sugar
earlier
baby.
part of this year. So that had nothing to do with me. Like I literally came on the show with great intentions on finding somebody. So I don't like that you took what somebody else said instead of like getting it from me because you never even asked that from me.
Yeah, but why would you tell your business to women from the show that you don't even know? Okay, that leads me to believe that you got loose lips, okay? You're just gonna tell any Tom, Dick, or Harry, okay? Anyone that you just meet, your business, okay? Because you're not even denying that you didn't have a sugar daddy, okay? You're basically more refuting the timeline of when you had your sugar daddy, okay? I'm just saying. So, hey, I don't blame him for, taking a step back here.
I don't feel like that's right.
I just feel like because you explained it on the show to the girls and everything, and they brought it up to
But
me.
you keep saying to the girls, but you never addressed me.
So you
about
guys
it.
never had a conversation about this?
Exactly. We never had a discussion about it. So you
Nothing
are
to talk
going by
about.
I felt like I didn't want to bring that up. I
Nothing
didn't
to
wanna
talk
bring it
about.
up.
That
I
means
feel
that
like she
you
was gonna
wasn't really
twist it.
interested.
No, it
You
wasn't
wasn't
that.
interested in getting
It
to
just
know me then.
it wasn't that. It just showed me that she was bragging about it like to the girls on the
I
show.
wasn't bragging.
Like that was
How
just
can you go by?
that was
I
just
don't
the
get
thing
it.
that
How can you go by he say, she say? I would never do that to you because even in the group chat, I heard some stuff you were saying, but I never said, oh, I'm not going to talk to Cliff because I'm hearing this. Like, I'm 33 years old. I wouldn't go back and be like,
Here we
oh,
go.
I'm not going to talk to him because I heard this. I'm an adult.
So, Ro,
Like,
all the
I make my
girls
own decisions.
are in a group chat together from the episode. Is that where
Like
this
the
information is
girls,
coming from?
right? So the girls have a group chat that we made a group chat because we wanted to go out after the show and like hang out. I mean,
Okay.
yeah. So that's what the group chat was morely about.
See, the thing is, there's no issue with y'all having a group chat if you guys are going to use it to say, hey, let's meet up 8 p.m. Saturday, boom, see you then. Right? But it seems like there was more going on in that group chat. Okay, I truly believe she was probably hyping it up a little bit that she had a 53-year-old Nigerian prince paying her bills. I'm just saying, okay? And it got back to Cliff. He heard that information and he said, nah, I'm good on that. Right? I'm not about to deal with a gold digger and, burn up my pockets here. I'm good. Right? He probably said that and, probably said, yeah, I'm checking out from this situation. Now she's trying to gaslight it and say, why didn't you come to me about it? But the reality is, it was true, right? Like you had a 53-year-old Nigerian prince paying your bills. That's all I need to know, right? I don't need to know the specifics of the arrangement and how long ago it was. Okay, he probably saying, yo, I don't want to deal with a potential gold digger situation.
Mm-hmm. And so it just turned to something else. And I'm not trying to put the other girls out there because I love, I got to know everybody. But I don't know what girls he's pertaining to because I honestly was not in the back bragging about some 50-year-old man taking care of me.
Cap.
Because that's not
Big
what
cap.
it is. And I wish you would have addressed me like personally and I would have told you no. That was like way back then. I mean, that's
Oh, it
how
was way
communication
back
started.
then.
And I told you on the show, communication is a real big issue for me.
Yo.
That's my love language. If you can't communicate with me and you're going by like what the streets are saying, like you would never have a real relationship. And that's just
it wasn't about
that's just
the
pure
street.
honesty.
Here
It was
comes the
multiple
gaslighting.
people that was bringing.
I'm just saying like street, like outside people.
But it's multiple people bringing up the same situation.
But you're still saying multiple people instead of addressing it from the person that it happened to. So now
Cliff,
it feels like, I'm sorry. Like, now it feels like you're trying to make me look bad on this show. Like, oh, she had this man taking care of her while she came on the show. I haven't seen that man in months, like literally months.
So Cliff, did you
2 months
ever
ago?
like once think like, okay, you know what, I'm hearing this. Let me go ahead and speak with her and get more clarification.
No, I didn't really want to. I didn't want to bring it to her attention because I just feel like we'll be in a debate like how it is right now, just constantly like it was just go back
It's
and
not
forth.
a debate. I'm defending
Us going back and
myself.
forth and like
I'm defending myself.
It was just like she bringing it up like it was past years or something when it was probably could have been recently.
Recent.
So I just
Yeah.
didn't
It
want
wasn't recent though.
I don't really know what it was, so I didn't really want to necessarily talk about it like at that point because I feel like she would have just probably said like, oh, it was in the past or some years ago.
Because that's true. Like I'm gonna defend myself. If it's true, I would tell you. If it's not true, I would tell you it's not true. Like I'm gonna defend myself.
That's fine.
So how was it brought up to you, Cliff? Like you reached out to the other girls or they reached out to you? Like how?
Yeah, actually, it was one that she was actually cool with. But yeah, she reached out to me and told me, and she was like she can't believe that she told her that because she literally explained it to her. And then this was actually one of the girls that actually popped on me that told me it personally. So, and she told me that she was bragging about it, and she thought about it like, why is you on the show if you announce it?
And I honestly feel like I already know
nasty
who
work.
you're talking about, and that's probably the main person that was causing all the mess. But I'm not gonna say anything.
I mean, but like I said,
I wish, but honestly, at the end of the day, you're my match. I'm your match. You talking to her about me is not okay.
I mean,
Yo.
it was brought to
Reached
my
out to
attention.
me to
I didn't
ask
say
me.
nothing. I didn't even know anything. It was brought to my attention.
I know, but when you heard that, you should have been like, "Ro, like, is this true?"
I
And I would have
heard
been like,
this.
"No, Cliff, that's not true." Like she might have misheard something or misread something because I keep all my receipts. Like I have messages too.
That's
So
fine.
I wish you would have addressed me first and been like, "Ro, she said this. Is this true?" And I would have told you. I have nothing to hide. Promise you.
Okay. So Cliff, you got this information, and then right after you got that, that was it. You never spoke to Ro again.
Yeah, I really did. I kind of like, I just fell back like off, bro. I couldn't deal with like all that. Just hearing the information and then just with the whole, she kept bringing up like, oh, how I was constantly saying person name and stuff. It was just giving me a lot of like, I was gonna pull my dreads out, to be honest with you. Like, I just didn't want to keep conversation where like it was just
This guy is making me
I
trying
don't
to
know.
make me
It's just
mad.
I just left it alone.
She is so
because
triggered.
I just wanted to like kind of move on because it was just I feel like it would be a lot of going back and forth with me and her. So I'm not that kind of person to keep going back and forth and always having to talk and I'm just like a more peace and smooth. But with Ro, it's just like it's just constantly have to like go back and forth. So I didn't want to kind of deal with that. So I
Protect your
wanted to keep
peace.
my peace. So I kind of just left it as it is and just let it die down, really, to be honest with you.
Okay. So
Facts.
were you interested in her to begin with? Like,
I mean, I was, but with
I
all
don't
the
think
information
so.
and stuff, with all the information and stuff that I got, it just kind of like
The information that you got.
it just made me kind of like think twice, and then just from the text message and stuff, because I don't know, I just started thinking a little bit, and then plus when we rode in the car together, she didn't really want to match with me anyway when she explained everything to me, so. That was another thing because I really wasn't truly her match, and she explained that to me in the car. So that was another.
I never told you
Cold-blooded.
that, Cliff.
You did tell me that. You did tell me.
I did not. Why are you trying to make me look bad?
I'm really not. So
You are, but it's fine. You know what? I came on this. I came on here.
This why
I came
said
on
didn't
here
want-
with.
this
Here we
why I
go.
didn't
I
want-
came on
sorry
here
guys,
with
hold on.
that.
One person
Can't
at a
even let
time.
him talk.
I
Let him
can't
talk.
hear.
I let him talk.
Damn.
I came on here with great intentions to, not to like make him look bad, just go with the flow, like tell him, my side. But like the stuff that you're saying is kind of crazy because for you to say that I sat in the car and said that you was not my match, I would never say that. That has not came out my mouth ever. As I watched the show, I was not your match. When I watched the show, I was not your match. You literally was on that show asking the same questions to every lady. And the only question you were
Here comes the
asking the lady was
gaslighting.
about travel. It was nothing about them genuinely, like as a person. It was nothing about them bringing anything to the table. It was nothing about them internally. You were only asking about travel. So to me, like you're on the show just to find someone to travel with. And honestly, when I watched it, I kind of looked and was like, this guy really wasn't even really that interested in me because you didn't really ask me any questions. The only person that was really asking me questions was Rob. Like nobody. You honestly did not show interest in me, like you did not, and and I know I didn't tell you was not my match because I honestly wanted to match with you because you were older. I like that you were calm. Like I want a man that's calm. I don't want a man that's rowdy because I'm already like energetic. Like I chose you because of those
Argumentative.
characteristics that I seen. You were calm. You were older. You carried yourself more. Better. I liked how you were dressed. Like so, you can't say that I chose you. I didn't like you were not my initial match because if that was the case, I would not. I would pop my balloon. Honestly, at the end of the day, like that's just it. But honestly, to me, watching the show with my friends and family, it just seemed like you just wanted a match, and it didn't really feel like you wanted something genuine because your questions were not in a genuine place.
Yo, right? She's trying to spin this and gaslight him into thinking that, hey, it's your fault, right? You're the reason why. Fascinating. Truly, truly fascinating. The only thing him coming to you would have done was to just reconfirm what he already knew. Okay, like you probably would have spun it a little bit here to say, well, it was a couple months ago, 3, 4, 5 months ago. He ain't nothing, he's just an older gentleman that maybe likes my company or whatever y'all doing. She probably would have spun it like that. But, just judging by Cliff here, I don't think he would have been comfortable with that dynamic. Okay. And most guys would not be comfortable with that dynamic and actually take a woman serious. Okay, if we're just clapping cheeks, you can have 10 Nigerian princes for all I care. Okay. That has nothing to do with me. But if you're actually looking for love on the show, I think majority of guys would probably have an issue with that.
Cliff, anything you want to add to
I
that?
mean, that was one question I asked because that's clearly what everybody came out and mostly everybody say. So traveling was one big thing about me. But when we were in the car, she clearly did say that Rob, who was the last person that was down with me, that she would have chose Rob, but she wanted to do something different. Rob was more of her preference, but she only
Yes,
chose me
I was
because she
stepping out
wanted
of
to
my
do
comfort
something different.
zone.
So she
You're
wanted to
right. I
step
was
out of her
stepping out of my
comfort
comfort
zone. So
zone.
that clearly means
But I
that
didn't
Rob.
say that you were not my match. I said Rob is someone I would have normally went for, but I chose you. I chose you for a reason. So you can't just say that because just like you were bragging about the other girl, like y'all had a lot of common interests. I'm not doing you that way, but now you're making it seem like I did not want to choose you. I chose you for a reason. If I wanted to choose Rob, I would have, but I didn't. I wanted to step out my comfort zone because I liked your demeanor. Like I said, you were calm, you were cool, collected. Like I'm just confused on where all this coming from.
So
But
you felt like when
Crazy,
she said
nasty
Rob
work.
is what she usually goes for, you're
Well, it
thinking
wasn't
like,
just. I mean, not even just that. It was just everything though that just led up to just where we at like now. So, I
okay.
just didn't want to continue to like deal with like everything that was going on. So
Okay, so there was no closure. Like, hey, I don't think this is it's not gonna
exactly, he didn't even give
work.
me closure. Like that's immature. Like that's all you could have said was like, "Bro, I heard this about you. Is it true?" I would have told you. And then you could have made you could have said, "Okay, well, I don't want to continue this." And I would have been like, "Okay, I understand." You didn't even give me that. I would have gave you
Ro,
that. I honestly would have gave you that.
did you reach out to him when you didn't hear from
No,
him?
because I felt like there was no need for me to reach out because if he really was interested in me and if he really wanted to know like whatever he heard was true, then he would have reached out to me. I didn't reach out. After he said, "Oh, I'll text you in the morning," and then I didn't hear back. I'm like, well, I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Hmm. Okay. Oh my God, that's a lot for only knowing each other. What was
A
that? All in
whole
like a
lot.
week?
that's what I'm saying.
A week.
That's just too
Wow.
much. It's just too much to deal with. Like
Don't
Way
try to
too
make it
much.
seem
it's
like
just
it's
too much
me
to deal with
though.
within a week, and I'm just really not trying to do all that. Like
Don't
I'm
make
really
it seem
not.
like it's just
I'm
me.
just
Like
I'm just
you
saying it's
you
just
you have you
Arlette.
have
And then
blame in
even
it
it's
too.
crazy because like even the messages and stuff I show my guys, it's like wow, like you going through like dealing with all that and y'all barely even know.
Messages that she sent you?
Yeah, just it was essays, paragraphs, like books.
Yes,
That's kind of
because
crazy. I'm not
if I
gonna
can't
lie.
talk to you during the day, I'm gonna send you a message and tell you all this that we're talking about because we're getting to know each other.
Yeah,
All this you showing your boys and stuff. See, that's childish. I don't
it's
do
not
stuff like that.
childish. It's not
It
childish.
is childish.
It's
Why would you
not.
show your boys my
It's
messages
it's
that's
it's
for
it's
you?
it's some like just
That's
to show
childish.
like
I have
this is
not showed any
because
of my
you my
friends.
match, so I showed them like look what I'm
It
going
doesn't
through.
matter. I'm your match.
Like
I'm not their
okay,
match.
but it's just like I
So
said,
I don't show my friends
it
my
was a lot.
messages of you.
It was a lot, and I just
Yo.
You have a
didn't
lot. You
deal
have a
with it.
lot of growing up to do, but it's
I really
okay. Like
don't.
I'm
Wow.
you do
I really
because
don't.
there's no way I'm gonna be showing my friends my guys' messages like, oh yeah, she did this.
No,
Like,
I
come
was
on
just
now.
showing them like, look what I'm going through,
No, you
and I
don't do
barely even know
that.
you.
You don't do
Like that's
that. You
crazy.
don't
I didn't
do
say
that.
I showed them the whole message, but like
It
look
don't
at the
matter.
essay.
You don't do
All right,
that. You
Okay.
don't
okay.
do
All right,
that.
Well,
guys.
that's what you don't do. You don't
And
have
for
to do it.
one,
We're
like
not
I
gonna get
said,
anywhere, guys.
Man,
I
Let's
know.
just
that's
And
hey,
for
that's why I
one, you
left it
should
at.
have addressed
That's why I
me.
left it at it was.
You should have addressed
That's
me
why I
Smart
about
left it
man.
at it
everything
was.
that you felt
It
about
wasn't no.
me.
It wasn't a purpose. Like no, I
No
wasn't about
point.
to do that.
No
So
point.
okay.
And that's fine.
Well, we can see. Yeah, this.
Yeah, it's fine.
There's a
You
lot.
just have
There's
a
a
lot of
lot.
you have a lot of maturing to do. I'm just gonna let you know that.
thank you. I appreciate
You're you're welcome.
Yo.
You are welcome.
Thank
Because
you.
all this he
She
say, she
has to
say,
get the last
baby,
word in.
I'm not in high school.
She
I'm
has to get the
not.
last
If I
word.
need to know it, if I need to know something, I'm gonna ask the person.
Damn.
Point blank, period. I'm gonna ask that person.
All right. Well, in other news, for us to go ahead and wrap this up, I know, Ro, you said you're going back to school. Any other projects, anything else you're going to be working on that we could be on the lookout for?
Honestly, just education.
Okay.
Like continue to like, of course, like I want to keep progressing on myself because I took some time off during the summer and kind of like reevaluating myself. So now I'm like at a better state. So now I can focus more like on my education. So just education. I have 2 more years and then I can do what I want to do.
All right. Well, good luck with that. I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
And you know, you're gonna come out here, you're gonna be Nurse Bay.
Yes, I can't wait. I cannot wait. Oh my gosh.
And then Cliff, what about for yourself? Anything you're working on? Anything we
Just
look out
continue to work on
for?
my construction projects. You know, we got a building that's
Okay.
being built right now, so I'm just pretty much just grinding in
Yes.
construction right now. Continuing to be a
Good.
project manager. So that's pretty much what I'm doing. You know, just focus on the project that I got aligned out right now for me. So
Nice. Well, good luck with that as well.
thank you.
I wish you both many successes. Thank you so
Thank
much for coming
you.
on today.
Thank you.
You know, and I hope everything works out in your love life, work life,
Right,
career,
right.
all of that stuff.
Thank you.
All right, guys, so there you have it. Okay, so let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Okay, I don't even know where to begin with this. Her true colors came out extremely quickly. Okay, once he revealed that information about her having a sugar daddy, she was on the defense instantaneously. Okay, she barely allowed him to speak and to, you know, really talk about it and what he actually heard about. She was gaslighting. She was a spin master. She was all of the above. Okay, truly, truly fascinating. This is going to be a preview of what to expect in a relationship. Okay, and Cliff's instincts probably kicked in and he probably said, you know what? I'm out. Okay, I am completely checking out of this situation. I'm not going to spend not one more second investing in this situation. I don't want to argue with her beyond what has already happened. Okay, there is too much that has happened within that week and I'm good. Okay, that's probably what he was saying to himself. Now, from her perspective, she was basically saying, I need closure. Okay, I need to know why. Why, oh, why did you ghost me? Okay, because that's basically what happened. And, you know, hey, maybe her ego was shot a little bit here. Okay, we all know that women don't like rejection, they don't handle it very well. And, you know, she probably needed some sort of closure to say, hey, why did you end up ghosting me? Okay, that's probably what happened. But, you know, again, from Cliff's perspective, he's probably saying there's nothing really to talk about. Okay, I already know all the information that I need to know. There's too many red flags. The signs are there and I'm not going to deal with this. Okay, he has a more cool, calm and collective demeanor to him. And it seems like, you know, hey, that's probably what he's looking for. Okay, a woman that can probably match his demeanor as well. A woman that he could potentially build a future with. And that is not going to be argumentative. I'm just saying, okay? And in this short clip, we've seen extremely quickly how argumentative she can really be. Now, to be fair, I probably would have never showed my boys the messages, the back and forth exchanges, or at the very least, I would have never admitted to it, right? Because that's just giving her ammo to now call you insecure, okay? Here comes the shaming tactics to basically discredit you and, you know, to basically kind of be on the defense here in regards to your conduct, okay? That's basically what she's saying here. Now, let's be clear. She probably has you in that group chat, okay? They're probably cutting you up, okay? Not the group chat from the Pop the Balloon show, but her personal group chat with her family and friends, okay? They're probably chopping you up into shreds in regards to what happened, okay? And she's probably putting her spin on it and, you know, low key making you look a certain way in that group chat, okay? I'm just saying, but let me know what you guys think. Give me some feedback, and until next time.